This video is slightly different and hopefully my voice doesn't sound that sick. But over the past week, I had a very high fever, so this week I decided not to be in front of the camera, but to take you through some of the most cherished items that mean a lot to me. The purpose of this video is not only to show you a glimpse of who I am, but also I'm trying to diversify my videos apart from just talking teaching videos. Because overall, the documentation of life really brings meaning into my life. Being able to time travel backwards and forwards to see change happen always excites me. So without further ado, let's begin with the first one, a framed picture of Nasi Lemak. During my national service in the army, there was a store in the canteen that served Nasi Lemak. And every Friday, me and the boys would always eat this before booking out for the weekend. Not only was it a celebratory lunch of completing another week and a day closer to ORD, but it was always a topic of comfort in the midst of training. After I ORD, the Friday Nasi Lemak tradition carried on for the rest of my life up until this day. Though the taste of the variety of Nasi Lemaks I have eaten have never really come close to being the same as this one, the significance of freedom and celebration continues, remembering that every hard week will come to an end and life is meant to be enjoyed. Also, this printed picture was hung in my locker for motivation, and I always get the "but why" look from my sergeants during bunk inspection. It was just hilarious. Next up was an unopened Sony DV tape which I used in my first year of film school back in 2013. This was the closest I got to film, where my first few assignments were shot on these. Using this really taught me how to shoot film with intention rather than aimlessly collecting footages and sorting it out in post. On top of that, it really taught me how to plan to the T. We weren't really allowed to shoot out of order because the nature of the assignment was to do everything in camera. Therefore, everything had to be chronologically shot and we had to really understand what we were shooting and if the shots were necessary for us to travel from one place to another. One of the most frustrating things is that if we missed out a very important shot, this meant we had to get creative with changing the story going forward or rewinding the tape and deleting the footage and restarting again in chronological order. These days I don't shoot on film because times have changed, especially with the big storage of the SD cards and hard drives and stuff. But I do wish to get a film camera because it reminds me of the nostalgic look and the way of shooting very slowly, setting up your shot. It really brings back the slow pace of life. Last is the Memento Mori Calendar. Memento Mori is Latin which translates to "remember you must die." It's to remind us that we are all mortal. The purpose of the Memento Mori calendar is to show us the length of my life and how far I have gone, sparking inspiration to living my life into taking action and not wasting it away. Every square represents a week of your life and every line represents a year of your life. It's set to 80 years because most of us don't live till 100. Having this hung in my room really teaches me not to waste time on things that don't really matter, and how small day-to-day failures do not lead me to become a failure in my entire life. So yeah, that really is all. Yeah, just very few items, and you can tell that I'm not really a materialistic person. I'm someone who cares really more for experiences rather than the stuff, but with the little stuff I own, there are always stories tagged to it that inspires me to live a better life, a more meaningful one, for the rest of my time on this earth. Let me know down in the comments what are some of the most cherished items that have brought meaning into your life. With that, my name is NickyAdopt, and I hope to see you guys on the next adventure. Goodbye.